Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the Kahoks. I said the Kahoks, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah. You know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. I am Todd Duke on the Kahok Sports Network as we welcome you into some girls' high school bowling action as Collinsville gets ready to take on Alton. Again, I am Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for this girls' varsity action. The boys are here too, but we're concentrating on the girls here today as they get ready to take on the Alton Redbirds, and we welcome you in to the Culp Jennings Florist pregame show. Culp Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Culp Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials or give them a call and ask about the specials for the week. 344-0404 is the number at Culp Jennings Florist, or you can check out everything they have to offer online at culpjennings.com. Well, the Collinsville Lady Kahoks come into this contest with a pretty good showing so far in the year. They are 4-1 at the halfway point, tied for first with Belleville East, who is also 4-1. They have been trading back and forth wins with the Lancers. And Monday, things didn't go their way. That was their only loss on the year thus far after a 4-0 start. Right now, the roster has been doing well, and Ashley Tillman leading with a 201 average. Also shooting well is Caitlin Ennis with a 200 average, and Brandy Stewart and Courtney Bear both averaging in the 190s. And over the holiday break, each girl of the 5-man varsity sports team have earned individual medals in tournaments, so that really balances things out there. As we get ready for this one with Alton, joining us now is Collinsville head coach Sean Hay. Coach, how was the holidays?
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very busy. We had several tournaments, and they were all third places and above, so that's good. We were up north for a few of them, down south for a few more. So for the girls, they were able to get 2 first-place finishes, one in Alton and then one again in Taylorville. And then we finished third place in the mid-state tournament. There's a new one this year. And then we have our, I guess this isn't really the holiday tournament, but we have our tournament this weekend at the Panther. So that's really got it getting into our tournament run for the girls.
Yeah, you guys are still flying high. Both your boys and your girls teams are doing fantastic this year.
For sure. And, you know, they haven't all been first places, but I'll tell you this, you know, there's little things that coaches look for, and I'm seeing a lot of what I really want to see out of this team. My favorite characteristic of both teams is when things start going south, they don't panic, and they usually right the ship. There's in some cases it's taking a little bit longer than maybe it should, but for the most part, you know, they're very resilient. They don't let the pressure of, oh no, it's slipping away, get to them. They just keep grinding, and that is that's a championship trait.
I know we're here to concentrate on the girls tonight, but let's touch on the boys for just a second. Saturday, Ethan Gardner, a 300 game.
300, and it was a modified shot too, so it wasn't just a standard house shot. It was meant to make you throw better shots to get your strikes, and he buried all of them. They were great.
And this is that was a different form. What's that called again?
It's a modified shot. They changed the oil in the lanes.
Okay.
So on a traditional house shot, you can miss a little bit left and a little bit right, and the ball will still make it to the pocket. This reduces the amount that you can miss.
Okay.
So you have to be a lot more precise, have to throw better shots.
And then you had a tournament earlier this year where you had another different set of rules, which was called, I can't remember what it was called.
Baker?
Baker, yeah. What is that?
Baker is where the leadoff boulder bowl is the first frame of a line, the second boulder bowl is the second frame, and it goes all the way to the 5th frame, and then it starts over again. The leadoff boulder bowl is the 6th frame, and it goes down to the last bowler will bowl the full 10th frame. So it's one line, the whole team bowls it.
So you don't bowl twice in a row at all?
No.
That's
No.
different.
It is very different. Most of the colleges determine their champions through Baker, and there's a lot of those tournaments that are Baker, and so it's neat, and you can't hide a weak link in a Baker team.
All right, let's talk about Ashley Tillman. She is going to join us on the post-game program after we're all said and done here today. But, man, she's having a whale of a year, and it was not capped off yet, but she just found out a couple of days ago she was the female athlete of the month at CHS.
Oh, for sure. She's done really well in the month of December. She had a first-place finish in the Plainfield Strike Fest, which over 220 bowlers in that. So to win first in that is legitimate. I've never had a girl finish first in that tournament before. So, I mean, she bowled amazing in the back half of that tournament. She had like a 730 the second half, which normally people have struggled in the back half of tournaments. She definitely excelled at that point.
And the girls have already got, 3 first-place trophies this year in tournaments?
1, 2, 2, and then a handful of second and thirds. So,
yeah.
They've been bowling really well.
Yeah, Caitlin Ennis is up in her average as well. She's approaching 200 as an average.
She's actually over 200 now with
okay.
the last match. So, yeah, she's over 200, and so is Ashley. And some of the other girls are really close. They're within like the 2 or 3 pin mark, which we've got several more matches. We're on the halfway point for the girls. So, yeah, they're definitely – and if we include a tournament average, they'd all be over 200 actually.
And no Mackenzie Hunter in this one. She's out on vacation. How's that going to affect things for you here today?
Well, it gives some of my underclassmen a little bit more opportunities, so that's pretty fine. And also I'm taking a little precaution with Ashley today. She bowled really well on Monday, but she looked like she was potentially tweaking something on her knee, and so I'm going to back off and we'll use her if we need to, but I mean, she's not medically held back. It's just one of those things where I'd rather have her for the long haul. So she may not see action today. It just depends on situational.
And your opposition today, Alton, they're struggling a little bit this year.
Well, they're missing. They don't have a full lineup, and so their girls' program's a little bit down. And it's unfortunate. I hate to see any team that way, especially Alton's got a storied history of solid bowling. So I'm hoping they're able to revive their program a little bit more.
All right, thanks for the visit, Coach. We'll talk to you throughout the day.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Sean Hay, your Collinsville Kahok bowling head coach, both the ladies and on the boys' side. We will take a break here on the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show, and when we come back, we will hopefully set up the starting lineups for you. I have Collinsville's. I don't have Alton's yet. They were a little late in arriving. They just got here as we were coming on the air, so we're going to take a break, and we'll come back, and hopefully we'll have the Alton lineup for you, and we'll check on that here in a minute on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collinsville Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collinsville Jennings Flores has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collinsville Jennings Flores is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Collinsville Jennings Flores is there for any life's major moments. Collinsville Jennings Flores, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collinsvillejennings.com.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business. Whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock team.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahoks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
And the Collinsville Junior Service Club will be holding a quarter auction fundraiser. That'll be on Thursday, February the 13th at the Collinsville VFW. Doors open at 6. Auction starts at 7 o'clock. For more information, contact D at 618-741-9893. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their 3rd year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Call Up Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. I am Todd Duke, getting you set for some bowling action. We'll follow the girls today. They will be on lanes 25 and 26. Those are the lanes right in front of you. Lane 26 has the big blue bowling ball right over it. That one of our lady bowlers is tossing a ball down right now as they continue their warm-ups. And let's continue our pregame show. So, let's talk about Alton for a second. Their coach is David Meyer. He's in his 4th year. He has a 13-23 record. The 16-17 season was their best, his best as the coach, by the way. They went 8-5, and they have not had a girls' regional championship at Alton since the 14-15 season. The boys' regional championship, the last 3 years, they took boys to state in the 17-18 season and last year as well. For Collinsville, of course, the girls were state champs back in 2010 when Coach Sean Hay, in his 20th year now, guided that team to a 12-1 record and the first ever state championship in girls bowling. And Coach Hay now has a record of 196-51 with the girls. The girls took second in 2006 and 2015. They went 9-5 in 2006, 9-3 in 2015, and the only 3rd place trophy they have would be the only undefeated season that they have. They went 14-0 that year and finished in 3rd place. They qualified for the state championship 15 out of the last 19 years Collinsville has. So for Alton on the girls side of things, they've had a couple of top finishers as well. Ashley Cox took 4th place in 2003 and 6th place in 2002. Whitney Cox took 6th place in 2000 and 1st overall in 2001. And there was a long list of top 11 finishers, if you will, for Collinsville, but I only went with 6 and over. So Sarah Crafton took 6th place in 2012. Courtney Peludot took 4th place in 2007. And Franny Steiner, the year that Collinsville won the girls' state championship, took 1st place in 2010. And Collinsville's Southwestern schedule, well, they were rolling right along, winning 4 in a row. They beat Belleville West, Edwardsville, O'Fallon, and then Belleville West again before they lost on Monday night at Belleville East. Those two teams will meet up again later on in the season. Taking a look at some of the individual numbers that we have for you, we will begin with Alton. The first bowler you will see wearing the red is Reagan Spinks. She is a sophomore. Her average is 110. Her high game is 160. And her high series is 431. A little bit of a drop-off after that, except for junior Abby Jones. She is the anchor here tonight. And Abby is averaging 134 with a 167 as her high game and a 408 high series. The fourth bowler is Aisha Ewing. I do not have any numbers on her. Matter of fact, I don't even know what grade she's in right now. So we'll begin with the other two, and that would be the second bowler. You'll see Misty Kelly. She's a sophomore, and her average is 70, with her high game being 112 and her high series being 272. And then Sonia Gill will round out the five. That Sonia will roll in the number 3 spot. A 74 average with a 128 has her high game and a 285 high series. For Collinsville, they will begin with Brandy Stewart. And Brandy, who is a junior, is averaging 193 with a high of 266 and a high series of 675. Sophie Tottleben, the freshman, will get the start tonight instead of Ashley Tillman. And for Sophie on the year, she has a few games in the varsity side, a 171 average with a 225 as her high game and a 415 high series. Next up for Collinsville will be Cassidy Stewart. Cassidy is a sophomore who has an average of 163 and a game high of 185 with a series high of 309. Caitlin Ennis, the junior, has had a fantastic year. She is averaging right at 200 now after Monday night's conclusion of the festivities against Belleville East, so her average is 200. Caitlin Ennis's high game is 245, and right now her high series is at 646. And then rounding out the starting five here tonight will be sophomore Courtney Bear, who has a 191 average, a high of 225, and a high series of 625. Right now, Southwestern Conference looks like this. Belleville East and Collinsville, 4-1. Belleville East is averaging 987 pins a game, while Collinsville just behind that at 972. The high game for Belleville East, 1,138 pins compared to Collinsville's 1,075. And then the series, Belleville East trails in that department to Collinsville. Collinsville has a high series of 3,112, while the Lancers come in with a high series of 3,094. Now, as far as Alton is concerned, the numbers are way low in their 0-4 start in the Southwestern Conference. They're averaging 433 pins per game. Their high game has been 391 pins, and their high series 1,091, almost 2,000 pins less than the Collinsville Kahawks. So now you're all caught up on a little bit of what's going on around here. Collinsville's tournaments this year, well, let's begin at the beginning. They started off the season with the Triad tournament. They finished in third. That was their season opener back on the 30th of November. The Abe Lincoln Invite in Springfield out of 24 teams, Collinsville took first. That was back on December 7th. Then you had the Strike Fest in Plainfield. Collinsville took fourth place out of 44 teams, and as we mentioned earlier, Ashley Tillman, came in first place out of over 220 bowlers in that tournament. So fantastic finish, man, out of all those bowlers. The Elite Six tournament in Taylorville was next. That was on the 21st of December. Collinsville finished in first place in that one as well. Then you had the Alton Holiday Invite. That took place the day before Christmas Eve. And out of 12 teams, Collinsville, the girls took first, the boys took first, and overall, Collinsville took first in that tournament with an overall outstanding performance. And the last tournament that Collinsville was in, the Oswego tournament, they took third place. That was on the 30th of December, and that was out of 13 teams. Of course, in the middle of that, they had the Southwestern Conference tournament, but they are not finished with that tournament. They have 2 rounds in the books with another 2 rounds coming up here a little bit later in the season. But right now, Collinsville currently sitting in second place on the girls' side in the Southwestern Conference tournament. On the boys' side, they are, I think, finished. And I'm not going to try to guess what they are because I didn't write it down because I'm not covering the boys. So that's why I do not know. See, these are things I should know. So I spent my day looking up basketball statistics. All right, we're just about ready to go here. One final break coming your way on the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show. And when we come back, we'll have some bowling action for you. We'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Flores has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Cullip Jennings Flores is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
Once again, we welcome you back to Camelot Bowl here in the hustling, bustling town of Collinsville. As we get you ready for this one between Collinsville and Alton, we are focusing on the girls. And we are just about ready to get underway. National anthem has been played. The teams have had their pep talks, and here is Brandy Stewart down lane 25, and we are now underway as Stewart picks up a strike to start off with. That'll bring us over to Reagan Spinks, the sophomore for Alton. Alton, of course, wearing their red uniforms, and Spinks throws one in the gutter to start off with. They have the big cardinal on the front with the big A across that Cardinals jersey. As Sophie Tottleben goes up and also hits a strike. Took a minute for that 10 pin to fall with a pin spinning all the way over there. And 2 strikes in a row is how we start things off here for your Lady Kahawks as Reagan Spinks steps back up over here on lane 26. Trying to do a little bit better than the gutter ball, but first Cassidy Stewart is going to go because Spinks had to wait for the boys. The varsity boys are right next to us here, and Cassidy Stewart leaves up 3 as Spinks releases her second ball. This one is going to stay straight and true, and she'll start off with a 6. Cassidy Stewart ready to throw her second ball down 25, trying to pick up a spare after Brandy Stewart and Sophie Tottleben started off with strikes. And here is Stewart's final throw here in this first frame. And she will pick up the spare. Misty Kelly, a sophomore for Alton, over here on 26. Her ball stays over to the left a little bit, and she'll knock down as many pins on her first try as Spinks did in both of hers. And Caitlin Ennis, the tiny junior, up on lane 25 here for Collinsville. She has a nice throw, though. I like that throw. I like the way her ball spins, and she'll leave up 1. Sometimes I think the bowling ball weighs more than she does. She's tiny. Here's Misty Kelly with her second one, and this one will end up in the gutter, so 2 out of the first 4 thrown for Alton have ended up in the gutter. Alton struggling this year, looking for their first win in the Southwestern Conference, and they'll need a lot to accomplish that here this afternoon. Here is Caitlin Ennis with her second throw. Trying to pick up that 8 pin, and she'll do so. And Sonia Gill will step up for Alton, the only one not wearing red. She has on the black and red warm-up jersey, and she'll throw one in the gutter as well. Rough start here for the Alton Redbirds. Here's Courtney Bear, the sophomore for Collinsville on lane 25, and she will hit a strike. So 3 of the first 5 ladies for Collinsville have nailed down strikes in the first frame, as the first frame is over for the Lady Kahawks. Sonia Gill stepping back up for her second. And this one's going to head into the other gutter. This will bring up Aisha Ewing. I do not have a grade on her. I need to ask once I get these headphones off once again. And I don't have any numbers on her as well. I don't think she's played that much on the varsity side. Ewing releases her red, Alton red bowling ball, and she'll knock down the 7 pin. Boys are playing over here on 27 and 28 right next to us, and then you have the JV boys on 29 and 30 and the JV girls on 31 and 32. Or excuse me, did I get that? Yeah, I got that right. Aisha Ewing ready for another. Alton off to a rough start here in the first frame of this one. This one's right down the middle for Ewing, though, and she'll knock down 6 more of those pins to give her 7 total. And now Abby Jones, the junior, becomes the last bowler for Alton. Ewing is a sophomore. I had a coach standing right next to me, so tap him on the shoulder and ask. And that was almost a strike. That 7 pin stays up, despite the fact a couple of pins rolled all the way around it there for Abby Jones. And Miss Jones will try to pick up that 7, and then we'll swap lanes and pick up frame number 2. And the boys on the varsity side are already into frame number 2, 2 bowlers in. And here's Jones and her final shot of this first frame. Got some spin on it, and it eventually slides on over to the left, and the first non-open frame for Alton in that first frame belongs to Abby Jones. She picked up a spare, so Collinsville leads, although I can't see the scores. Have to get somebody to do something about that. Normally it gives us a total score after each frame. Here's Brandy Stewart on 26 now, and she'll start off with 2 strikes after picking up 1 in the first frame. And now Reagan Spinks over on 25 for Alton. Now it'll be the Lady Kahok's turn to have to wait. Well, I tell you what, Spinks hugged that gutter once again. She's not very happy with herself. She'll turn around and have that look of disgust on her face. And another strike there for Sophie Tottelman as well. So back-to-back 2-strike starts for Brandy Stewart and Sophie Tottelman. And that'll bring up Cassidy Stewart. Cassidy has to wait for the Alton varsity boys to finish up. And there is Misty Kelly throwing another gutter ball. She has 2 of those now. Here is Cassidy Stewart, and she'll knock them all down and pick up her first strike of this match. Sonia Gill over on 25 for Alton will leave 1 standing. The 9-pin wouldn't fall. Caitlin Ennis is ready to go over here on 26 as soon as Sonia Gill releases her second ball here in the second frame on 25. Gill will not pick it up. Pardon me for a minute. I had to get Coach Hay to see if he can get these monitors fixed so we can see the scores in the bottom corner. All right, we are just about finished with frame number 2. Second ball over on 25 for sophomore Aisha Ewing. And then that'll leave Courtney Bear will be the last bowler to bowl here on 26 for Collinsville. Ewing left herself 4 and a little spread out mess of 4 over there, but never mind, she's going to throw it in the gutter anyway. Here is Courtney Bear. Down 26 it goes. And Courtney has that ball moving quite well, and she'll leave up that 10-pin. Ashley Tillman not playing in this first matchup as the coach is holding her out, giving her a little rest after Monday's loss against Belleville East. She will join us on the postgame program afterwards, just named yesterday, and it was posted earlier today that her and Rayshawn Taylor, I'm sure you know that name, were the athletes of the month for the month of December for Collinsville High School. We all know what Rayshawn Taylor did in the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament. And Ashley Tillman named on the female side of things as Abby Jones takes care of a spare. She has back-to-back spares and is the only one that does not have open frames here in these first 2 frames. So now we have some scores. Now I see them. Collinsville up after 2 frames, 150-65. On the boys' side, Collinsville has 157-137. So a 20-pin lead for the boys and a very large lead for the girls as Brandy Stewart picks up a turkey to start off this first match. Here is Reagan Spinks for Alton on 26. A little straighter this time, but she'll hit the 3-pin instead of the 1-pin and leave up a split. Here's Sophie Tottelbun, the freshman, on 25. And she will wipe them all out too, and she has also started off with a turkey to begin this first matchup. Spinks will knock off that 10 pin and leave the other two standing. So a turkey start for Brandy Stewart and Sophie Tottleben. Here is Cassidy Stewart for Collinsville after Misty Kelly will throw down 26. Then it'll be Cassidy Stewart, and Gill will knock down 8 of the 10. Stewart, a spare and a strike to start off with. Collinsville, no open frames through the first 2. As we await Cassidy Stewart to show up over here on 25. I think they're trying to let the Alton ladies catch up as far as what bowler is bowling. Here is Misty Kelly, the number 2 bowler in the order for Alton. She'll miss. And now it's to the number 3 girls. Cassidy Stewart on 25, followed by Sonia Gill over here on 26. Ooh, man. Cassidy's ball almost fell into the gutter, and she left herself up 4 with the 1-2-5 and then the 7 pin over there in the corner. Here is Sonia Gill tossing another gutter ball. That's her 3rd. Excuse me, her 4th. She didn't knock down a pin in that first frame. Stewart, the sophomore for Collinsville on 25, trying to pick up that spare. And she will at 7 pin. Went down last. And luckily so, it almost wasn't touched, just barely touched. Sonia Gill on 26 fires another one, and that one's in the gutter as well. She's having an off night, or an off day, an off afternoon, whatever you want to call it. And now Caitlin Ennis will pick up a strike. That's 2 in a row for her after starting off with a spare. Here is Aisha Ewing, and she'll throw it in the gutter as well. Sonia Gill with those gutter balls hurting her average out. She's only averaging 74. Misty Kelly, who went 2nd, is only averaging a 70. And here comes Courtney Bear over on lane 25. With a strike and a spare to her credit, she'll have to try to pick up another spare. Here is Aisha Ewing trying to correct herself after her 2nd gutter ball, or excuse me, her 1st. And this one, that's getting the head pin, but she'll leave 2 up. Courtney Bear over on 25. Trying to pick up her spare and continue the trend of no open frames for the Kahawks. 3 strikes and 2 spares in that 3rd frame. Abby Jones still has yet to throw to finish out frame number 3. And I believe lane 26 is stuck. So we're at a standstill right now. While we wait for the repairs. On that one, we can tell you about a shout out that the bowling gurus would like me to mention. A shout out for their fundraiser this Saturday. They're having a Scotch doubles 9-pin no tap fundraiser. That'll be this coming Saturday right here at Camelot Bowl. Check-in is at 8 p.m. Bowling starts at 9. It's $30 per couple, and you must be a man-woman team or a woman-woman team. So no man-man team. No bowling experience necessary. Just come out and have fun. Silent auction will be had as well. A 50-50 drawing, and strike pots will be available. And if you need any more information, all you need to do is get a hold of Coach Sean Hay. You can find out his contact information on the Collinsville Unit 10 School District's website. We'll try to touch on that a couple of times for you in case you want to join in on the fun. Well, as you can see, we're still waiting down 26, so they're going to let Abby Jones go down 25 to finish up, I think. Well, she's going to go ahead and start on her fourth frame over on 25. Now they have lane 26 all ready to go, and Abby Jones will now step up and close out the third frame. Boys are in the middle of their fourth frame. And right now, Collinsville leading 286 to 279, so a much closer affair going on the boys' side, which you can see their partial lanes over there on the right-hand side of your screen. Abby Jones knocked down half of them, so she'll have to get the other half. She has to wait for her male counterpart to go over on 27. Now Jones is ready. She has 2 spares to start off with, trying to make it 3, but this one's going to be a struggle as she'll barely touch that head pin and leave 3 standing up. Finishing up her second throw over on 25, and also missing the mark is Reagan Spinks. And here is Brandy Stewart on 26 for Collinsville. Started off with 3 strikes in a row, trying to make it 4. And, oh, not only did she not, she gets stuck with a little bit of a split, but that's a doable split. Here's Misty Kelly over on 25. She'll hit the 2 pin instead of the head pin and leave up 4. Brandy Stewart, the junior, trying to pick up her split, 5-10. And she'll hit the 5. Oh, and it bounces off the 5 and runs into the 10, so a spare. Nice job. Misty Kelly trying to pick up her spare on 25 for Alton, and she'll miss wide to the left. Sophie Tottleben ready to go down 26 for the Kahawks, while Sonia Gill ready to try to break that little bit of a bad streak she's having to start off with. And there is Tottleben with a strike, so she does start off with 4 in a row. Gill down 25, throws another one in the gutter. That's 6. 6 in the gutter so far out of 7 throws. The only time she's hit some pins is she threw a gutter ball on the second one after she knocked down 9 on her first try in the second. Here is another strike for Collinsville, this one from Cassidy Stewart. And Cassidy will pick up back-to-back strikes. Or excuse me, that's her, no, it is back-to-back, never mind. And Sonia Gill still struggling, throwing another gutter ball. So now it's Caitlin Innes, the Kahok junior, over here on lane 26. That one, nice ball. That one had a lot of spin on it, and it jotted off to the left just in time. As Aisha Ewing throws down 25, and she'll throw one into the gutter. And now for Collinsville, Courtney Bear will step up to 26 as soon as Ewing gets through throwing her second ball here of this 4th frame. Ewing's next, also ends up in the gutter. Here's Courtney Bear on 26 for Collinsville. She gets that ball to hook over to the left, and she'll leave up 1 pin. The 4 pin remains standing. Abby Jones on 25. Ready here for Alton. And the first strike of the game for the Alton Redbirds belongs to Abby Jones. Here's Courtney Bear picking up her spare on 26. As we switch up, heading into frame number 5, Collinsville in a commanding lead, 395 to 124 here on the girls' side. They're just starting the 5th frame over on the boys' side as well, as Brandy Stewart leaves up the 4 and the 7 over there on 25. Here is Reagan Spinks. The boys' lead has been trimmed away. They only have one more bowler, does Collinsville, so we'll update that as soon as we get all even Steven here. Brandy Stewart trying to pick up her spare on 25, and she will. And on the boys' side, boys are now trailing Alton 358 to 341. Spinks and her next shot will wipe them all out except for the one. 9-pin still stands. There's Sophie Tottleben. 4 straight strikes to start off this first matchup, and she will leave one standing. It was almost the same setup that Brandy Stewart left when I mentioned that she had strikes through her first 3 frames. Misty Kelly throws another gutter ball. Alton's got a bunch of those. Meanwhile, the freshman, the only freshman playing out of these 10 girls between Collinsville and Alton, will pick up her spare. And with a 119 after 5 frames, Sophie Tottleben feeling pretty good about herself as Sonia Gill wipes out half of the pins over here on 26. And here is Cassidy Stewart on 25 for the Lady Kahawks. Oh, man, she hugs that gutter. Takes that turn to the left at the last minute, but this time it failed to hit the head pin. And she'll leave up 5. Here is Sonia Gill trying to break her string of gutter balls, and she will there by taking care of 8 of the 10 pins. Cassidy Stewart still has 5 to pick up over on 25. And she'll go up now. Oh, left a pin. Sonia Gill trying to pick up a spare. And she will. Her first mark of this game. After 4 straight open frames, the first frame was 2 gutter balls. Not a good start. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 25 for Collinsville. 3 strikes and a spare in her first 4. And she'll have to add another spare onto that if she wants to keep that non-open frame streak alive. Here is Aisha Ewing for Alton. That one's off to the left just a little bit, but it did clip the head pin, and she'll leave one standing. Caitlin Ennis trying to pick up her one and only pin all the way over there on the left, and she will. I like the way her ball looks going down the lane, man. It's smooth, and it's got the spin to it. Little movement from right to left. There is Ewing trying to pick up her spare on 26. She will. So back-to-back spares here for Alton in the 5th frame. Here is Courtney Bear to end the 5th for Collinsville. And she, ooh, man. Thought she was going to leave a 7-10 split, but that 7-pin went down at the last moment. And there's Abby Jones for Alton. She has some spin on that ball as well as it hooks over and hits that head pin and picks up Alton's first strike of this, or second strike, excuse me. Her second strike. Back-to-back strikes now for Abby Jones. Courtney Bear closing out the 5th frame here for Collinsville, trying to pick up that 10 pin. And she will. We will head to the 6th with Lady Kahawks leading 508 to 178. 430 pin difference over here on the girls' side. On the boys' side, The boys on the Kahok side have retaken the lead, 436 to 451. Here's Brandy Stewart on 26, and she'll pick up a strike. That'll be her fourth. Sandwiched in between that strike and her first three are two spares. As Reagan Spinks lets her ball go down lane 25, and she will leave that 7-pin. It was touched by one of the other pins, but not enough for it to go down. Here is Sophie Tottleben. Tottleben on 26. Misses that head pin off to the right, hits the 3-pin first, and leaves 3 standing. Reagan Spinks trying to pick up that 7-pin tucked over there in that left corner on 25. Heading that way, and she will. Alton team finally starting to warm up here a little bit. Waiting for one of the Alton varsity boys to finish up here on 27, so Sophie Tottleben can try to pick up her spare on 26. Here she goes. Oh. Left that 4-pin standing. There's Misty Kelly down 25 right on that head pin, and she'll leave one. Cassidy Stewart ready to go on 26. And it's on the way. Oh, took a left turn at the last second and left a sleeper. The 3 and the 9 pin still standing up back there. Here is Misty Kelly trying for her spare, but she'll miss to the left. Getting a much stronger Wi-Fi signal here today than I did that very first game of the year. Man, that was horrible. We were all the way down there against the wall, and the Wi-Fi wouldn't reach and knocked me off the air, I think, 4 or 5 times. Here's Sonia Gill after she just picked up a spare. She'll keep it out of the gutter and knock down 6 of the 4. Here's a spare pickup try, and nicely done. Got to hit those sleepers head on. Nice job there by Cassidy Stewart. Sonia Gill on lane 25 has all of her pins bunched up right there in the middle. All she needs to do is stay out of the gutter and she'll have a chance. And this one's off to the right, but she'll knock down 2 of the 4. Caitlin Ennis on 26 for Collinsville. Spin, movement, and oh man, left the 5-pin up. My wife tells me that if you leave the 5-pin up, that's like one of the best hits you can have without getting a strike. I think that's what she said. Either that or the 8-pin. I don't remember. She bowled a 300 on the Xbox 360 the other day. Aisha Ewing will have her hands full over on 25. She leaves a split 4-7 on the left side, 6-10 on the right. And is trying to pick up that 5-pin. Here it is on 26, and she will. Now, Aisha Ewing over on 25 has an almost impossible pickup situation here, and she'll throw it in the gutter. That'll give way for Courtney Bear over here on 26 for Collinsville. And 4-pin remains standing. Abby Jones on lane 25 will close out frame number 6 here for her team. And she'll leave up that 6-10. Meanwhile, Courtney Bear picking up that spare over here on 26. And the Lady Kahawks are off and rolling here in this one. After 6 frames, 592 pins have been knocked down. And the Lady Kahawks only have one open frame so far. There's Abby Jones, and she will pick up her spare. She has 3 of those, 2 strikes, and 1 open frame. As we head to the 7th frame, Lady Kahawks lead 592 to 251. And the only Kahawk bowler not over 100 right now is Cassidy Stewart. She sits at 98. The closest one to 100 for Alton is Abby Jones and her 97. Everyone else in Alton's team is under 50 at this point. Here's Reagan Spinks. She'll hug that line on the gutter side, and she'll take care of 8 of the 10. Could have been worse. Brandy Stewart readies herself, or excuse me, Sophie Tottleben readies herself over on 25 after Brandy Stewart hits a strike. And 2 more left standing for Tottleben. Stewart, 5 strikes out of her 7 frames. Reagan Spinks on 26. Trying to pick up her spare, hugging that right-hand gutter once again. She'll miss that head pin off to the right. As Tottleben trying to pick up her spare on 25. She will. Misty Kelly on 26 will, ooh, man, I thought that was going to fall. That 7 pin stayed up, even though there were pins headed right for it. I believe that Kelly was just waiting for her ball to come back. There is Cassidy Stewart on 25 for Collinsville. 6'10". 6'10's been staying up for a while, and there's another gutter ball for Gill. You know what? Tell you the truth, the JV girls for Collinsville are over there playing games amongst themselves. There's not a Alton Lady Redbirds junior varsity team. I just now noticed that. And over on 25, a spare pickup by Cassidy Stewart. Over here on 26, Sophie Gill has herself a sleeper situation going on with a 3-9 pin still standing. Ball returns acting a little slow today. She was standing there for that whole time waiting for her ball to come back. Just now did. Gill will throw one into the gutter. Meanwhile, Caitlin Ennis over on 25 will launch her first ball of frame 7. She'll pick up a strike. Spun over there and got the left side of that head pin and took the arse of him down. And now it's up to Courtney Bear. And she'll go ahead and throw first. Off the mark, she didn't like that one. Hands on hips. Has that disgusted look that looks all too familiar if you have a teenage daughter, which I do. So I know that look. Most of the time it's directed at one of me and my wife. And knocking down that 7 pin over there is Aisha Ewing. Lady Kahawks are finished with their 7th frame. Well, they will be after this last throw here by Bear. One more bowler after Ewing coming up for Alton. And, ooh, man, that was close. And Courtney Bear knew it. Had a little praying hands when she came back. Aisha Ewing only knocked down the 7 pin on her first try, so she has 9 pins up there waiting for her. Undivided attention. I have not been bowling in a long time. You know, I do this stuff every year, and I keep on telling myself I need to get out here and bowl. I've been known to hold my own all right on the bowling alleys, but it's been a long, long time. I was on a league once back when I worked at a radio station in Lake of the Ozarks. That was a lot of fun. So Ewing took care of all but a couple of pins on that spare try, and here is Abby Jones trying to close out the 7th frame here for both teams. The boys are in the middle of their 8th frame. Right now, Collinsville down by 2 pins, 662 to 660. Here is Jones on 26, and she doesn't like that. She walks away, and I can see why now. At the last second, it fell off into the gutter, and that is her first gutter ball. She was the only Lady Redbird that did not have a gutter ball so far here in this first match. But now she joins that fraternity, or sorority, if you will. So she'll have to knock down all 10 if she wants a spare. And right now, after that miss, stuck at 97 points. Waiting on the young man here for Alton, down 27. He's got a split to pick up. I would have went between them. There was enough room down there. You could have knocked down both of them. Here is Jones. This one won't be a gutter ball as she tries for that spare and almost got it. At the end of 7, Collinsville up front, 676 to 301. As they begin the 8th. Boys are 2 bowlers away from ending their 8th. I'll give you an update on them as soon as they do. Brandy Stewart, 5 strikes here in this first matchup to go along with 2 spares. She has a lot of movement on that ball as well, and that one turns into another turkey. So she started with a turkey, then back-to-back spares and another turkey. Here is Reagan Spinks for Alton, down 25. She'll knock them all down except for that 4-pin. Or is that the... I think that's the 4. The depth perception is off. Here is Tottleben. She'll knock down 7. Yes, it is the 4-pin still standing there for Spinks. Tottleben has the 1-2-4 still standing in front of her on 26. Here is Spinks at her attempt to pick up this spare, and she'll miss right down the middle. Tottleben on 26. Oh, couldn't pick up that 4-pin. There is Misty Kelly on 25 for Alton, and she'll take care of 8 of the 10. 8th frame just finishing up over here for the boys, and after 8, Alton has the lead, 736 pins to 719, so down by 27 pins are the boys. Cassidy Stewart left up the 10-pin. Misty Kelly trying to pick up the 1-3 over here for a spare on 25, and she will. Stewart trying to get this 10-pin, and she'll miss it by about a half a foot. That was a very pretty ball she threw down there. It looked like the sun. She rolls the sun down 26. Here is Sonia Gill, and Gill, who has struggled mightily here in this first matchup, will leave herself 4 to pick up over on lane 25, while Caitlin Ennis gets ready to bowl over here on 26. Gill lets it rip, and she'll just miss that head pin off to the right. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 26 coming into your frame, and that spin move and that right to left movement just amazes me, especially for as tiny as she is. Not that that has anything to do with putting a spin on a bowling ball. Aisha Ewing on 25. In the gutter. Ennis on 26, trying to pick up the 4-pin. 4-pin's been left a lot here in these last couple of frames. She has great follow-through also. She's a junior, so we'll get to see her for one more year next year. Very impressed with Sophie Tottleben so far. She's just a freshman. We got a ways to go watching this young lady bowl. Here is Aisha Ewing on 25, trying to turn that miss into a spare. And it'll go off to the left and take care of 7. Courtney Bear on 26 for Collinsville, wipes them all out. And the 8th frame is in the books here for the Lady Kahawks. Abby Jones will put the 8th frame in the books for Alton here in just a second. Boys have started the 9th frame, 3 bowlers in. Jones down 25. Has her spin move working as that ball heads right for the head pin, but couldn't knock down that 6. Abby Jones trying to pick up another spare. She has 3 of those to go along with a couple of strikes and a couple of open frames. And she will just nip the left side of that 6 pin to pick up that spare. And after 8 heading into the 9th frame, Collinsville has a commanding lead. Lady Kahawks have 780. Lady Redbirds have 343. Brandy Stewart over on 25. We'll get the 9th frame started here for Collinsville. Wow, the 7-pin finally falls down. Been a while since, well, Brandy got a strike in her last one as well, so back-to-back strikes. That's 4 in a row, actually. I can't see sometimes because they have these things that pop up on the screens and it blocks out all the scoring. Here is the aforementioned freshman Tottleben. And she'll leave up 2. Reagan Spinks over on 26. Also left up 2. And the same 2 as Tottleben has up there. Two 5 on both sides. Spinks ready to give her team a spare if she can, and she'll take out that 5 pin but leave the 2 standing up. So now it's up to Sophie Tottleben, who will try the same thing with the same pins, and oh, instead of taking out the 5, she took out the 2. Here is Misty Kelly on 26 for Alton. Wipes out the left side, leaves the right side standing. Cassidy Stewart readies herself on 25. Whew, boy, that ball gets close to that cutter. Leaving up 4 is Cassidy. Boys are into their 10th frame. Young man for Alton there that you see on the right side of your screen started off the 10th. And Misty Kelly throws another ball in the gutter. Cassidy Stewart trying to pick up her spare on 25. She will. Boys game is real close, so of course we'll keep an eye on that one for you as it winds down here in the 10th. Right now it's just a 2-pin difference. Alton has the 2-pin lead. And Sonia Gill took down half of the 10 pins that she was trying to knock down on 26. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 25. She'll miss the head pin for the first time all match. She'll leave up 3. Gill will throw another one in the gutter. Ennis on 25, trying to pick up back-to-back spares. She will. We'll be back here at Camelot this Monday for some boys bowling against Edwardsville. We lost one of the boys' games this year. We had 3 scheduled for each, which is what we usually do. But one of them was taken off the schedule, as Haisha Ewing almost got her first strike, while Courtney Bear has a split to deal with over on 25. Ewing has 1 spare. That came in the 5th. All the other frames have been open. She'll try to pick up her 2nd spare of this game by picking off that 10 pin over there on the right side, but she'll throw it over to the left instead. Courtney Bear on 25 has a split to pick up. She'll take care of the 3. Ooh, 2 of the 3. As that 4 pin moved over, and that was it. And Abby Jones will be the final bowler here in frame number 9 for Alton. She drops that ball, man, every time. Fred Twinkle-Toes Flintstone over here. Those of you that are of a certain age know what I'm talking about. So she'll leave up the 1, 2, and 4 pin, Will Jones, over here on 26 before we finish the 9th. Oh, dropped that one right into the gutter. So the 9th frame will come to a close, and Collinsville still holds a commanding lead. 862 pins knocked down for the Lady Kahawks, 394 for Alton. And so far, Abby Jones is the only one over 100. She has 130. All of the other 4 bowlers have not hit 80 yet, with 1 more frame left. Brandy Stewart leaves herself the same little split setup that Courtney Bear had just a minute ago. Here is Reagan Spinks over on 25. 10th frame underway here in this first matchup on the girls' side. 10th frame almost finished on the boys' side. As soon as it is, we'll pass that final along to you. Brandy Stewart on 26. Trying to pick up that spare, and she will not. Just like Courtney Bear, she'll leave up 2, just a different set of pins left up this time by Stewart than what Bear did. Here is Reagan Spinks trying to pick up her spare to give herself an extra throw. Stewart could not do that. And, wow, neither could Spinks. She left up 1. Sophie Tottleben has had a pretty good game. She'll launch it with some speed and wipe them out and take a couple of extra throws here in the 10th. Here's Misty Kelly over on 25 for Alton. Off to the left just a little bit, but still clipped that head pin and left a sleeper up. The 3 and the 9 still standing for Misty Kelly. Two more throws coming up for Tottleben, and one of those getting ready to take place right now. Right now, I'm looking up at the screen. The boys' game is tied, 9:30 to 9:30. Couple of bowlers left. Nicely done. Tottleben back-to-back strikes here in the 10th. That gives her 6 for this first matchup, and man, Misty Kelly barely missed. Picking up that 3-8 sleeper over on 25. So her night is done on the first game. Tottleben trying to close out with the 10th frame turkey. And she will. Nicely done. The freshman, Sophie Tottleben, comes away with an even 200 score. Brandy Stewart finished with a 228. Here is Sonia Gill on 25 for Alton, and oh, that almost assures her she will not get an extra throw in the 10th as she has that dreaded 7-10 split. Meanwhile, Cassidy Stewart stepping up here for the Lady Kahawks on 26. Didn't get enough turn on that ball and barely hit that head pin and left up 5 of the 10. Not sure about the head-to-head matchups for the boys, so I'll have to check with Coach Hay after that one's over with, because that one's going to be so close that it's probably going to come down to head-to-head matchups to decide who the winner is. Here is Sonia Gill, left with a 7-10 split, and she'll aim for the 10, but throw it in the gutter instead. So her first game is finished with a 60. Meanwhile, Cassidy Stewart trying to pick up a spare to give herself one extra throw here in this 10th. Oh man, left up the 7 pin. Aisha Ewing over on 25. It's hanging off to the left. If it stays up, no, it's only going to get the 7 pin. Caitlin Ennis on 26. Oh, yeah. Strike them out, throw them out. Cassidy Stewart ended up with a 158. Ewing has 9 pins to knock down to try to give herself an extra throw. And she'll take out the other side this time, but it'll roll into the gutter before it gets up to that 10 pin. And Ewing will end up with a 68. Here is Ennis, one extra throw and another strike. And she will try a 10th frame turkey. Sophie Tottleben did that in the 10th. While Abby Jones readies herself over here on 25. Ooh, spin, spin, spin. Well, stayed up, didn't go in the gutter, but she only got 3 pins out of that deal. Caitlin Ennis already at a 215, trying to get that 10th frame turkey to end the first match. Here she goes. She will. So Tottleben and Ennis a turkey 10th. And Ennis ends up with a 225. Here is Abby Jones over on 25. She'll pick up a spare and give herself one extra throw. Courtney Bear over here on 26, the final bowler in this first matchup for Collinsville, and she will pick up a strike as well. Collinsville won that first matchup over here, 1,000 to 998. That is one close match there. Here's Jones, down 25. Final throw of her first matchup, and she'll take care of 6 of the 10. Here is Bear with another strike, and one more throw coming her way before this first match is over. Jones ended up with a 146, the only Lady Redbird to end up over 100. Alton ends up with 436 pins in their first matchup. And Bear, leave that 5 pin standing up. She'll have a pretty good start as well with a 186. Collinsville wins that first matchup, 997 to 436. The Lady Kahawks, one less pin than the Alton boys on their first match of the night. So one matchup already in the books. Match 2 getting ready to start right now, but we're going to take a break. Take care of, Yeah, you know. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Back here at Camelot Bowl, match number 2 underway. But I'm going to step aside for just a moment. I can't, go visit the restroom because there's no one here to play the commercials. They just don't play by themselves. You got to press a button every time. So we'll turn down the sound, but let you watch, and I'll update everybody when I get back in just a moment. Well, hello there. Welcome back to Camelot Bowl. You never left. I did. I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are into match number 2 on both the boys and the girls side. Looks like we're pretty dead even as far as where we are in this. The girls and the boys just getting started in frame number 2. And right now, Lady Kahawks have a 59-42 pin advantage over the Alton Lady Redbirds, while the boys have a deficit to make up right now, 75-67. But we are very early here in match number 2 as Reagan Spinks throws it down 26, trying to pick up a spare, which she did not. Here is Sophie Tottleben, who started off with a strike on her first one and picks up one in the second one, too. Matter of fact, everybody had a strike in that first frame except for Brandy Stewart, who knocked down 9 and then couldn't pick up the spare. So almost 5 strikes there for Collinsville in this first frame of match number 2. Also with a strike was Cassidy Stewart, so she'll step back up and try to pick that up. Matter of fact, Stewart, Ennis, and Bear all picked up strikes, and that's who's coming up right now, beginning with Cassidy Stewart down lane 25. She will not pick up a strike on this particular one. Back in action tomorrow as well. We'll conclude the week with back-to-back basketball games, both against Belleville East. The girls will be at home tomorrow night against the Lady Lancers, and the boys will be at Belleville East to take on the Lancers on Friday. Both games scheduled for 7:30. Here is Misty Kelly down 26 for Alton, and she almost picked up that spare. That 7-pin was left sitting there. Cassidy Stewart on 25 trying to pick up her spare, and she'll hit that 2-pin just a little bit too much straight on. Needed to nick it over on the right to send it to the left to take care of that 7-pin, and young Miss Cassidy Stewart couldn't do that. Here's Sonia Gill, who had a real rough start to her first frame, her first matchup actually, and she'll knock down 8 here on this one. Lots of gutter balls for Alton in that first matchup. Too many to count. As that program struggles right now, they only have 5 girls to fill out the varsity side, nothing on the JV side. So junior varsity girls for Collinsville down here on lanes 31 and 32, just bowling for fun, keep those skills sharpened. Oh, that was a bad break there for Sonia Gill. Almost knocked down both of them. Here's Caitlin Ennis for Collinsville on 25. Leaves up the 10-pin. Ennis had a 225 in her first matchup, just 3 pins behind the leader, Brandy Stewart. There is Ewing for Alton. She'll take care of 3 of them over on the left side, while Caitlin Ennis tries to pick up that 10-pin that she was left with over on lane 25. And she will. Monday was her only day off this week. I wanted a 3 days with no games after that basketball tournament, plus doing the Altoff game on Friday. Meanwhile, Courtney Bear, a strike over on 25, so that's why we took Monday off. We could have done some hockey on Monday and taken yesterday off, but the matchup was much better yesterday as Collinsville took on Freeburg Waterloo. Ended up losing that game 2-0. Then I backed myself into a tired corner after not getting home till 11 o'clock last night from the hockey game. Went straight from school today and standing on a chair for 3 hours as Abby Jones knocks down the 7-pin. So yeah, I'm a little tired. Nothing that we can't get through. Almost finished for the day. Take a look ahead to next week here. What we have going on for you. And we'll fill that in as soon as Abby Jones closes out frame number 2. And she'll leave up 2. After 2. Collinsville up 137 to 81. Next week, we have bowling on Monday right here versus Edwardsville. We'll cover the boys then. We have some girls basketball for you on Tuesday and Thursday, both road games. At Edwardsville on Tuesday, at Belleville West on Thursday, and then we'll be back home for the boys' pink out game next Friday against Belleville West. Girls' pink out game is tomorrow against Belleville East. Reagan Spinks wipes out the right side on lane 25. Brandy Stewart trying to pick off this 10 pin over here on lane 26. She will. Spinks on 25. Good for a spare. Sophie Tottleben on 26 for the Lady Kahawks. Another strike. Had a good 200 game that first matchup. Finished with a 10th frame turkey. Here's Sonia. No. What do we do? Switch clothes? That's Misty Kelly. I think she, I guess she got, it's cold in here, I'll tell you that much right now. Standing on this chair. My feet are cold. And Misty Kelly agrees with me, and she put on her Alton warm-up jacket. Meanwhile, Cassidy Stewart leaves 3 up. And here is Misty Kelly on 25. And boy, that's an ugly mess. And I'm sure she is glad that she doesn't have to shoot at that to try to pick up a spare, because that was her second throw after a gutter ball on her first one. Cassidy Stewart trying to take care of the 3-6-10 over here on 26. And she will. While Sonia Gill steps up on 25. She'll take care of 6 of the 10, but luckily for her, the other 4 are all bunched up right there in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 5 left standing. On the boys' side, they are through 3 frames. Almost through 3. One more bowler to go, and they will be, so I'll wait to that one to give you the update. As Gill misses to the right. And here is Caitlin Ennis on 26. Leaves up 3 also. Ewing on 25. In the gutter. Ennis on 26 for Collinsville. Oh, can't believe that didn't knock down that last pin, went right around it. Ewing over on 25, trying to pick up a 10-pin spare. After 3 frames in the books on the boys' side, Collinsville up 264 to 226. Ewing got down 7 of them. Here is Bear, and Bear will leave up 1. That pesky 6-pin. It's either been the 6 or the 4 that's been pesky here tonight. Abby Jones on 25 for Alton. Didn't move far enough to the left. The sophomore Courtney Bear trying to pick up that 6-pin, and she will. Will and does. Jones trying to pick up hers on 25. All in a row on the left side for Jones. All she needs to do is hit that head pin, and she's going to miss it. She'll take out the back two, leave the front two. After 3 frames on the girls' side, Collinsville ahead, 241 to 119. 4th frame coming up. When we get back to action on the basketball side, told you the pink out game for the girls is tomorrow. Boys are back in action Friday at Belleville East. Rayshawn Taylor just needs one simple 2-point bucket to tie Bogey Redmond for number 6 on the Kahok boys basketball all-time scoring leaders list. Strike there, and there's a big old smile from Reagan Spinks. I believe that was her first strike pickup here in this game. Here's Brandy Stewart over on 25 trying to pick up a spare, but that 10 pin is stuck over there in that right corner and hard to get to. She'll leave that one standing. And Brandy Stewart, a little bit of a rough go here in this second matchup after bowling a match high 228 her first time. 2 spares and 2 open frames here to start off this second matchup for Brandy Stewart. Meanwhile, Sophie Toddleben will take care of 7 of the 10 and leave 3 standing up. Misty Kelly, she has a little bit more than that. Just the opposite, as a matter of fact. She knocked 3 down and leaves 7 standing. The Alton sophomore lets it go down 26. Right down the middle, that should do it. Ooh. Perfect ball placement. I guess not. It didn't knock down the other ones, but looked good from my angle. Oh, another one that wouldn't fall down here for Collinsville. That's back-to-back open frames by Stewart and Toddleben. The top 2 scorers in the last match, except for Caitlin Ennis's 225. Stewart had the 228. Toddleben had the 200. Here is Sonia Gill, and Gill's struggles continue. She rolled a 60 in her first matchup, the lowest of all 10 bowlers here in this matchup between Collinsville and Alton. False start there for Cassidy Stewart. She'll take the hand out of the ball and hover it over that vent, drying it off a little bit, while Gill will try to pick up a 10-pin spare. That one is a little off to the right. Now Cassidy Stewart is ready. See, oh man, I thought that 7-pin was going to fall. I was going to say, see, it was a good thing that she did that, because she totally would have not gotten that strike if she wouldn't have. Well, she didn't get it anyway. That was close. Here is Aisha Ewing. Seven. She leaves the 1, 2, and the 8. So the 2 and the 8 compromise the sleeper pin situation. Cassidy Stewart trying to pick off that 7 pin. She takes it all the way from right to left and takes care of it. Ewing up here on lane 26 to have a sleeper. She doesn't really bend down at all when she releases that ball. She almost stands straight up. She does, man. Launches that one right into the gutter. She almost stands completely straight up when she throws. Here's Caitlin Ennis, who does anything but stand straight up. She has that bend and an arm slot angle and picks up a strike. Great follow through, great spin, great ball movement. I like everything about the juniors game here for Collinsville. Here's Abby Jones for Alton, the only Lady Redbird over 100 in that first matchup. As she out of 146, she drops her ball too. She doesn't have much bend over in that release as well. She'll take care of a strike though. Here is Courtney Bear, and she'll leave the 10 pin up. So 10th frame, or excuse me, 10th frame. 4th frame is over. Collinsville still out front, 328 to 167. 4th frame is almost over. Oh, we do have one more, I'm sorry. Courtney Bear has one more pin to try to pick up over there, so Now we can say that it's the fourth frame final. 329 to 167 for Collinsville on the girls' side. One more bowler will close out the fourth frame on the boys' side as well. And I'll update you on that score after that happens. Here is Brandy Stewart on 26 for Collinsville. Couldn't get that ball to spin over that head pin enough, and she'll leave herself a split and a sleeper. The 2 and the 8 on the sleeper and the 10 all the way there in the corner besides the head pin. While Reagan Spinks, who just came off of a strike, throws one in the gutter. I do that all the time in washers. I'll throw 3 straight in the box for a 9-pack and then, oh, nice job, Brandy Stewart. Picks up that split, although the scoreboard didn't credit it as a split. It was still the 1, 2, 8, and the 10, and she got all of them. Here is Spinks, almost got herself a 10-pin spare, while Sophie Tottleben gets ready to throw down 26. Yeah, I'll make 3 in the box in washers, and then my very next throw, I won't make 1. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Into the gutter goes that ball from Misty Kelly as well. Tottleben up on 26, ready to try to pick up her spare. 3-pin spare, and it is. Meanwhile, Misty Kelly has a 10-pin spare to try to pick up, and she will only knock off the 7-pin. Another Stewart down 26, and the younger Stewart, the sophomore, Cassidy, will pick up a strike. Caitlin Ennis on 26. Oh, man. 1 pin almost ran into the other one, and it stayed standing up. She has a sleeper to deal with as well. Sonia Gill. Another one in the gutter for her on 25. Boys, they had a 2-pin win in their first matchup. 1,000 pins for Collinsville, 998 for Alton. This one is a little bit more separated, as right now Collinsville with 473 and the Alton boys with 359. On the girls' side, here is Aisha Ewing on 25, and she'll throw one in the gutter as well. Here is Courtney Bear on 26, and she'll leave a split. And she does that teenage girl that my daughter always does. She does it a lot better than I do because I'm not a teenage girl. Never have been, don't want to be. Here's Ewing over on 25. You know how sometimes you get slap happy if you've been with us long enough on these Prairie Farms holiday basketball tournaments? You'll know that myself and Zach Roseman, we get a little loopy after that first day is over with. 16 days in a gym will do that to you, and then the next day you're back in there for 16 more hours. And by the 8th or 9th hour, you're like, blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember what you said or what you're saying. I'm almost a little bit there now after the late day yesterday with the hockey game and then a full day at work followed by straight here to the bowling alley. But you know what? It's fun. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling stories. As over on lane 25, Abby Jones with back-to-back strikes. As we head to frame number 6, Collinsville well out in front of match number 2, 404 to 212. Here is Reagan Spinks on 26 for Alton. She will leave up that 10 pin. Brandy Stewart on 25. She will leave up 2. Sometimes when you feel like you haven't done that well and you walk back and all the girls want to give you a high five, Brandy's like, I didn't do anything special to get a high five, but here it is anyway. Spinks will take care of her spare on 26. Another smile across her face as she walks back. Brandy Stewart trying to take care of her spare on 25, and she will. Misty Kelly over here on 26. A little off to the left. She'll take care of 7 of the 10. Sophie Tottleben ready for Collinsville on 25. Very quick back and forth we go. I like it that way. Will left the 10 pin up again. Bowling days are tough days because I get off work at 2:30 and have to head right here to the bowling alley and set up my stuff to do my thing, and therefore I have not had a chance to eat dinner yet, and I can tell it's 5 o'clock and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Stomach is blah, blah, blah. Misty Kelly down 26. I'm cracking my own self up, and you're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes. That's how I know I'm a little slap happy. Here is Tottleben on 25 trying to pick up that 10 pin in the corner. She does. Boys are also into the 6th frame. Now, it looks like the girls are a little ahead of the boys right now. And right now, 5:23 to 4:09. Collinsville boys have the lead. Here is Sonia Gill for Alton. Right down the middle. Yes, she picks up a strike. I believe that is her first strike. She might have had 1 in that last game. Well, that's got to feel good to her. Meanwhile, on lane 25, boy, I think, is that 10 pin just stuck down there in the corner? It's glued down, right? Cassidy Stewart and Sophie Tottleben both back-to-back left that 10 pin up. Here is Ewing. Ewing puts another one in the gutter. Cassidy Stewart launches at that number 10 pin over there with the rolling sun ball, and she'll hit it. And she didn't think she was. She comes back thinking that she was going to miss that one. Here is Ewing trying for yet another 10 pin spare. And another one in the gutter. Both of them on the left side. Caitlin Ennis on 25. Ooh, I told you that 10 pin's just stuck there. They glue it down for the first ball, and then they release the glue for the second one. At least that's the way it seems. Abby Jones on 26 for Alton. Working on a turkey. It looks good. Oh. 10 pin stays up over there on that side as well as the 6. Here is Ennis trying to pick up that spare, and she'll only take out the 2 on the left. Only one bowler over 100 here over halfway through match number 2, and that is Tottleben with 114. Here is Courtney Bear, who has a chance to do that same thing here in this frame, but she'll need a spare to do it. Nice pickup by Jones over here on 26. So back-to-back strikes followed up by a spare has her sitting at 85 through 6 frames. Courtney Bear. Sophomore bowl to 186 her first time up. And will only take care of 3, so she will go over 100, but just by 1. As she ends the 6th frame with a 101 as we head to frame number 7. Collinsville leading 485 to 267. Just finishing up frame number 6 on the boys' side. Brandy Stewart gets frame number 7 started for Collinsville here on 26 with a split. Reagan Spinks for Alton on 25. She will leave up 4 of the 6. Last bowler here on lane 27 for the Collinsville boys to close out the 7th. And then we can update the score for you. Well, we can do that now after a miss there. Collinsville, the boys, 591. And Alton, 489. So almost a 100-pin lead. Actually, more than a 100-pin lead. 102 to be exact for Collinsville. 102. 2 is what they won their first matchup by. Boy, that 7-pin almost fell there for Reagan Spinks. Just wobbled a bit, wouldn't fall. Here is Sophie Tottlebent on 26 for Collinsville. Wipes them all out. Misty Kelly on 25 for Alton in the gutter. They need all kinds of bowlers out here, so if you want to bowl, come on out. They need bowlers in the men's league, the women's league, and the mixed league. I'm sure Diana Hartman will hook you up. Cassidy Stewart leaves 2 standing. Misty Kelly trying for another one of those 10-pin spares, and she'll just take care of the 10-pin. While Cassidy Stewart is trying to pick up her spare by hitting this 3-6 combination over here on lane 26. She will. Sonia Gill, coming off of her first strike, will launch one down, and it won't be a strike. It's off to the left. Alton's a pretty big city. Really shocking to me that they don't have enough girls to fill out a JV team for bowling. Ennis on 26 for the Kahawks. Oh, yeah. Back-to-back strikes here by Collinsville. Or, excuse me, that's a strike, a spare, and a strike. I'm off my mojo here. Gill misses again. Well, over here on lane 26, Courtney Bear steps up and launches. Ooh, the old 4-7-6-10 split. Aisha Ewing lines him up on 25. Right down the middle. There you go. Aisha Ewing will pick up her first strike of the night, afternoon, evening, whatever we're in. Meanwhile, Courtney Bear will take care of the 2 on the right side. That 6-pin almost jumped over to the other side to try to take care of the 4 and the 7-pin, but they remain standing. Here's Abby Jones. Oh, dropped that one. That one falls into the gutter. Some of these Alton girls just, I know that they're struggling, but they just look like they're not having any fun. There's been a couple of smiles, especially after some strikes by Reagan Spinks. Aisha Ewing got her strike a little while ago. She was all smiles. Here is Abby Jones trying for a 10-pin spare on 25. That'll end frame number 7. And she'll leave up 2, so we head to frame number 8. Collinsville well out in front. Lady Kahawks have 558. Lady Redbirds have 305. They're almost finished with the 7th frame on the boys' side as well. As soon as they do, we'll update you on that score. Looks like it's getting a little closer. It was a 102-pin lead at the end of the 6th. We'll check it here at the end of the 7th. Reagan Spinks will start off frame number 8 here for the Alton Lady Redbirds on lane 26. Little off to the right, she'll leave 4 standing. Brandy Stewart had a match best 228 in that first match. She will leave 2 on the left-hand side. The dreaded 6-10 pin. It's dreaded because it's been hanging up there all night, especially that 10 pin. Spinks, all the boys, here we go, 650 to 650 to 583. So that drops under 100 now. Alton trying to come back. Meanwhile, Brandy Stewart picks up her spare on 25, while Reagan Spinks will try to do the same thing over here on 26. It's got a oh man, just barely missed that right side of that head pin. Toddleben on 25 for Collinsville. 4 strikes here in this second matchup. There's number 5. Misty Kelly over here for Alton on 26. Oh, left up the 10 pin. She gets a low 5 from Sonia Gill, who is next. There is Cassidy Stewart, and she'll leave herself a small split. That's doable. I still say you put that ball right in between both of them, and you nip one, and you'll maybe get both. Kelly. If that would have been a 7 pin, she would have been all over it. But it was the 10 pin, so she'll leave that frame open. Cassidy Stewart trying to pick up this split over here on 25. Going in between. Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's how you do it. Perfectly executed throw there by Stewart. Here is Sonia Gill, who will throw another one into the gutter. And now it's young Miss Caitlin Ennis. There we go. That'll be the second strike here in this frame for Collinsville, and the second one in a row for Miss Ennis. As Sonia Gill launches ball number 2 down 26, looking for a 10-pin spare. She won't get it. She'll leave up 3. Here is Courtney Bear on 25 for Collinsville. Ooh, just a little bit off of that head pin. And she'll leave 2 up while Ewing takes her spot on lane 26. Heading toward that 7 pin, but just at the last second it dropped off. And she'll leave up all 10 as well. Here is Courtney Bear's attempt at this spare on 25, and she'll take care of that. That'll end the 8th frame for the Lady Kahawks. And the ladies right now sitting at 636 pins. They had a 997 in their first match. Here is Ewing, and she'll throw another one in the gutter. So Abby Jones will close out this 8th frame here in this second match. Boys are almost finished with 8. Collinsville is finished with the 8th frame. And both the boys and the girls will be finished with the 8th frame, and they're both going at the same time. That's a nice looking ball there for Jones. Ooh, man. Looked good leaving and looked good on the way down, but another split, 4-7 on the left, 10 pin on the right. They are through 8 now on the boys' side. Collinsville 740, and the Alton Redbirds 679. 61 pin lead by Collinsville. That was a 102 lead after 5 frames, I believe I said, or maybe it was 6. Here's Jones. She's taking an aim at the 2 over on the left, but she'll throw that one in the gutter as well. And we head to the 9th frame with the Lady Kahawks well out in front, 6:36 to 3:35. And Brandy Stewart will start off the 9th frame with strike. Here is Reagan Spinks on 25 for Alton. That one looks good too. Oh, she'll leave up 1. And Toddleben. So back-to-back strikes to start off the 9th frame for the Lady Kahawks. There is Reagan Spinks trying to pick up her spare on 25, and she'll just miss. Cassidy Stewart on 26 now for Collinsville. Bends that ball in there and leaves up the 7. Misty Kelly over on lane 25. Just off to the left a little bit, takes care of 7 of the 10. Pink out night at the gym tomorrow for girls basketball against Belleville East. Scheduled for 7:30. We'll be on the air sometime around 7:15, depending on the JV game. Ooh, just missing that one was Cassidy Stewart. Here is Misty Kelly trying to pick up her spare on 25. Got the good angle, and he takes care of him. So 2 Alton Lady Redbirds are over 100 now, when Abby Jones was the only one who finished over 100 in that first matchup. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 26, and a turkey for young Miss Ennis. Here is Sonia Gill over on 25. She'll take care of a half of them. They just kind of fall down in slow motion, it seemed like. Courtney Bear, leaves the 10 pin up. Looked good. 3 strikes in this frame for the Lady Kahawks. Stewart, Toddleben, and Ennis. Here is Sonia Gill, and she'll almost pick up that spare over there on 25. Right now, Reagan Spinks with 105 and Abby Jones with an even 100 are the 2 Lady Redbirds that are over 100 here in this second matchup. Courtney Bear trying to pick up that 10 pin. She'll miss it. And there is Ewing on 25. This one's right down the middle. Oh, leaves up 1. Almost finished with the 9th on both sides, boys and girls. Lady Kahawks are finished with their 9th. Here is Ewing trying to pick up that 1 pin left out there for her. That's the 4 pin. And it'll be off to the right. And Abby Jones over here on 25 for Alton will close this 9th frame out. Boys are almost done with their 9th. One more bowler for Alton, and they will be. Here's Jones on 25 on the ladies' side. Good for a strike, so the 9th frame comes to a close. 3rd strike in this matchup for Jones. And after 9, going into the all-important 10th frame, 752 pins down for Collinsville, 382 down for Alton. On the boys' side, they just ended their 9th. Collinsville up 835 to 774, so that gap is getting a little closer there. Alton's coming back. Here's Brandy Stewart on 25 as we begin the 10th. Ooh, she begins the 10th with a split. Not a good way to pick up an extra throw in the 10th when you leave yourself one of those. Here's Reagan Spinks for Alton. She's straightened out that ball a little bit. She also has a split. I think hers is a little bit more doable because it's the 7-9 for Brandy Stewart, but it is, I believe, the 5-10, and Brandy will just take care of one of them. And it is the 5-10 over here for Reagan Spinks. I think it's a little easier because the 5-pin is ahead of the 10-pin. Instead of having to just nip one of those pins on the side to push it straight left or right, this one you can play with a little bit and push that 5 back into that 10. She's trying for it, but just misses off to the left. That was a nice approach, good idea, just didn't work. Here is Toddlebin. That one. That pin fell right in between the two pins that are standing there. Brandy Stewart with a 146 on her second match. Reagan Spinks with a 113. Misty Kelly, her first attempt, leaves herself a little bit of a mess down there as well. So Stewart well off of her first game of 228 with that 146. And here is Toddlebin trying to give herself an extra ball, and she will. While Misty Kelly tries the same thing over here on 26. And she'll only take care of the 10. So Kelly ends up with a 70, 5 pins off of her 75 in her first matchup. Toddlebin, she has already passed her first game up, which was a 200. She sits at 212 right now, and oh man, good looking ball. She'll add on to it and end up with a 220. Here is Sonia Gill, who leaves herself a little bit of a split. Another one of those where you just go right in between them. If you can manage that. 5 and the 6 pin standing there next to each other. Here's Cassidy Stewart. And she'll take care of a strike and have a couple of extras. While Sonia Gill will launch it down 26, hoping for a spare, but that one's going to be off to the left, and she'll... No, that was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to turn out. For Sonia Gill, she upped her first match of 60 with a second match score of 62. Cassidy Stewart on 25 with her second of 3 throws, and oh man, left that 10 pin up. So she'll try to pick up that spare while Aisha Ewing will launch her first ball here in the 10th frame on lane 26. Heading right down the middle. Oh, left up 2. Cassidy Stewart up first. On 25, trying for that last pin here in this second match. She'll get it. And she will end up with a 171. That's better than her first match at 158. Here is Ewing, who will miss that one. And she'll end up with a 64. 4 pins off of her 68 that she shot in that first matchup. Here's Caitlin Ennis, who shot a 225 in her first match. First throw here in the 10th. Leaves the 10 pin up. Telling you, somebody's glued that thing down. Abby Jones, who rolled a 146 her first time up, sitting at 110 right now. As she takes care of her first, and that one's got some spin on it. Is it going to stay in? It'll stay up. And she'll knock down about 3 of them. Make that 4. Ennis trying to pick up this 10 pin over here in this right corner to give herself an extra throw. Yep, it's going to go in the gutter. So she will not, and she will end up with a 179. Boys are about midway through their 10th, while the girls are on their last bowlers. Here's Jones, her second crack at this. Needs to knock them all down to pick up an extra ball, and she will. While Courtney Bear launches her first one in the 10th down lane 25. Nice turn, but left that 2-pin standing. Last ball of this second matchup from Abby Jones is awaiting the throw here by, I believe, Cole Buddy. Here's Jones. Oh, yeah, she'll finish up with a strike. Nicely done. And Courtney Bear couldn't pick up that spare, so her match is finished with a 146. That's 20 pins off of her 186. Abby Jones ends up with a 140, just 6 pins off of her total, but Collinsville wins the overall match 862 to 449. And the boys will almost finish up here, and we'll wait for them to do so I can write down the score, and then we'll take a little bit of a break. So the Lady Kahoks have already won their night. With one more match left, they have won in convincing fashion in the first 2 matches. And the boys, Alton's down to their final bowler. Collinsville, one more throw here on 27, and they'll be down to their final bowler, and we'll fill you in on what happened in the second matchup of the day between Collinsville and Alton on the boys' side. Collinsville leading right now. I can't reach the camera, or else I would turn it over here to lanes 27 and 28, which you can partially see. 27 you can, 28 you can see half of it. But believe me, when you're here, you got to have the camera fully extended to get over everyone's head. And right now it's just kind of out of my reach there. Split over here on 27 for the Kahawks. Kahawks up with a 968 on the boys' side. Last throw coming up here for Alton. And a 923, so Collinsville wins the first 2 matches on the boys' side and on the girls' side. As the third and final matchup of the night on the girls' side already underway, we're going to step aside and take a break here for a little bit, and we'll come back and tell you all about that third game in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Back here at Camelot Bowl, we are underway in the third and final matchup of this particular day between Collinsville and Alton. Both the boys and the girls are underway. Girls are almost finished with their first frame. Boys are just getting started. I am going to step aside for just a moment and take care of some business, and we'll be back to tell you all about this third matchup in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Once again, welcome back to Camelot Bowl. I'm Todd Duke. That's how my sister says it. Todd Duke. What's up, Todd Duke? Of course, at the high school, it's a little different. I'm just Duke. Damian Swaggart. That's all he calls me. I think he just likes saying my name. Sometimes I'm not even in the room and he says, Duke. All right. We're underway here in this third and final matchup. I'm sure Damian will be glad to know that I used his name while live streaming a sport. I am almost just as certain that he is not watching bowling. All right. Let me get myself caught up here. We are almost finished with the second frame. Over here on the girls' side, that is Aisha Ewing, who just missed the one-pin spare over on 25. Here is Courtney Bear, who will finish up the second frame here for Collinsville on 26. She does so in fine fashion with a strike. And that'll leave things up to Abby Jones over here on 25 to finish out frame number 2. Lady Kahoks, 4 straight spares in frame number 2 besides that strike by Courtney Bear, and Abby Jones does the same thing over here as she has back-to-back strikes to start off this third and final match, does the junior Lady Redbird, Abby Jones. And now we start the third. Collinsville up 137-99 after 2. Here is Brandy Stewart, and she will start off with a strike. So she has a strike, a spare, and a strike in her first 3 matches. And Sophie Tottleben will try to do the same exact thing. She already has the strike and the spare, so she'll need another strike. But first we'll wait on Reagan Spinks to get up on 26. And it's on the way and just off to the right a little bit. Here is Tottleben on 25, and she'll match Brandy Stewart's start. Strike, spare, strike. And that'll bring up Cassidy Stewart, who has a spare and a spare to start off this third and final matchup. Boys, they are almost finished with frame number 2 in their third and final matchup. Collinsville on the boys' side won the first match by 2 pins, 1,000 to 998. A little easier in the second matchup, 968 to 923. Here is a nice try there by Spinks. A little bit farther off to the right, and that ball would have taken down all 4 of those pins. Here is Cassidy Stewart, and she, thought she was going to have to pick up one of those tiny splits, but one pin fell down at the last moment. Here is Misty Kelly on 26 for Alton, and she will pick up a strike as well. So a nice, actually, I think her first strike, maybe. Cassidy Stewart on lane 25, 1 pin to deal with. They're through with 2 on the boys' side, and Alton leading the third and final matchup right now, 139 to 116. As Cassidy Stewart picks up her spare. Here is Sonia Gill, down 26, and she will wipe out half of them. 5 down, 5 still standing. Caitlin Ennis on lane 25. Get over there, get that. Yeah, there you go. That would be a spare strike for the first 3 frames here. Oh, they're only going to give her credit for 9. Well, they're going to have to change that because that was not one of those things that just fell down at like 5 seconds later. That went down with the rest of them. So we'll have to do a little computer work here and turn that into a strike. Meanwhile, Gill couldn't pick up anything after leaving up 5 pins. And it'll be Ewing's turn. Now they got that corrected, and here is Bear. She'll take care of all of them as well. So 4 strikes and a spare in that third frame for Collinsville. The only one not getting in on the strike fund was Cassidy Stewart, but she did her best with a spare after knocking down the first 9. Here is Ewing. She'll take care of about 3 or 4 of those pins. Make that half. She'll take care of 5 of the 10. Ewing will try to pick up her spare on 26 as soon as young Mr. Hay gets out of the way over here on 27, which he does with a strike. And now Ewing will step up. That's... you know how when you play baseball and you have a routine ground ball come your way and you miss it, and the first thing you do is you look at your glove like it's the glove's fault? I just watched a kid for Alton throw a ball down that didn't do what he wanted to do, and he comes back looking at his hand. Why didn't you do what I asked you to do? Abby Jones on 26. That looks good. Right down the middle, but leaves up that 6'10". That's been a combination that's been left up all day long. Apparently I took a screenshot of my phone and not even knowing. Jones trying to close things out here in this third frame for the Lady Redbirds, excuse me. And that'll head us to the 4th frame. Spinning ball, it'll stay up, and she'll take care of both of them. They'll switch lanes. Do it all over again as we begin frame number 4. Collinsville ahead 236 to 165. Don't forget, junior Ashley Tillman will be joining us on the postgame program. I know you guys get tired of hearing from the coaches after a while. We'll talk to some students every once in a while. Been doing that for the basketball teams and the soccer teams and such. And I think the parents and the relatives like it even more than the kids do. There's a strike by Reagan Spinks over on 25. That's how the 4th frame gets underway for Collinsville and Alton. Brandy Stewart and Reagan Spinks with strikes. And there's another one with a follow-up by Sophie Tottleben. Misty Kelly takes care of half of the pins. And here comes Cassidy Stewart on 26 for the Kahawks. Woo! Guess what? 6'10" pin still standing. There's a shocker, I'm sure. Here's Misty Kelly. She doesn't have to worry about the 6'10". She's already got those down, but she'll take care of a couple of more out of the 5 she had left. Boys are finished with 3. Collinsville only 10 pins behind now, 225 to 215. Both the boys and the girls have won their first 2 matches here. Still not sure about that first boys game. 2 pins is a very slim margin, and I'm not sure about the head-to-head matchups, if that decided anything the other way or not. I'll have to ask Coach Hay after we're all said and done here before I go home and write up my recap story. Sonia Gill takes out a couple on the right side. Here is Cassidy Stewart trying to pick up her spare. She will. And Gill, down 25, will not pick up the spare as that ball will head off to the left, and she'll knock down 6 of the 10 and have to deal with that score. Here is Ennis on 26 for Collinsville. Leaves up 3. Didn't quite get enough of that head pin, just ticked it on the side a little bit, and that prevented her from nailing another strike. Here is Aisha Ewing. Ewing. Off to the left a little bit. Takes care of 7 of the 10. Leaves 3 up. Same thing that Ennis has over here, trying to pick up her spare. is the junior, Caitlin Ennis. Nicely done. Ewing will try to accomplish the same thing that Ennis just did by picking up that spare, but she's going to be off to the left and it'll end up in the gutter. And now Courtney Bear will close out the fourth frame here for the Lady Kahawks. Down 26 it goes, and a split. Abby Jones for the Lady Redbirds on 25. Moving to the left. Takes care of 7 of the 10. And Courtney Bear will have a mess to deal with down here. She has that 4-7 on the left-hand side. That's what she'll aim for. And hope for a kick, but that didn't happen. So the 10 stays standing. And the second open frame for Courtney Bear, sandwiched in between the open frame in the first and the fourth. 2 strikes. Here's Abby Jones. Jones takes care of her spare. We'll switch sides up once again. Brandy Stewart will get this 5th frame started for Collinsville over on 25. Here she is. Strike. That's number 4 here in this match, and that is a turkey. So far, the only frame she has not had a strike in is the second when she picked up a spare. Here is Gill with a strike. Or excuse me, Reagan Spinks. Back-to-back strikes now for Spinks. Sophie Tottleben on 25. She'll pick up a strike, and she'll end up with a turkey as well. Same thing. Her and Brandy Stewart started off with a strike, got a spare in the second frame, and then back-to-back strikes here in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Misty Kelly has 6 pins still standing down there at her. Here's Cassidy Stewart on 25 for the Lady Kahawks. And she'll leave 3. Next one for Kelly in the gutter. Cassidy Stewart, one more to throw down lane 25, trying to pick up her spare. It's on the way and looking pretty good. She'll take care of that. And here is Sonia Gill on 26. It'll go off to the left, but it won't fall in the gutter this time. Have you seen some of these gloves that these bowlers wear now and these little wrist supporters and stuff like that? They all look like they're made from the movie Terminator. There is a strike for Ennis. All fancy and gadgeted up and stuff. I remember back in the day you just had to, rip up an old glove, cut the fingertips off and stick your hand through, and that was your bowling glove. At least it was in my family. Here's Courtney Bear on 25, and she'll also pick up a strike. So 4 strikes out of the 5 bowlers here in this 5th frame for Collinsville. And the 5th frame is over for the Lady Kahawks. They stand at 446 pins right now. Here is Aisha Ewing on 26 for Alton. This one's heading for the gutter. About 3/4 of the way down, it falls off to the left. Got a few bowlers here just having some fun all the way down at the other end of the alley here. The senior citizen circuit ended about an hour and a half ago. They all went to the early bird special and they're home in bed now. I'm just kidding. I don't know that for sure. What am I talking about, man? I'm 56 years old. I'm classified as a senior citizen now, aren't I? Something like that. Ewing couldn't finish up her spare, so here is Abby Jones. Jones has 2 strikes and 2 spares to start off this 5th matchup. And she'll follow that one up with a 10 pin left behind, and we'll try to pick up spare number 3 here in this 3rd and final matchup of the night. Boys are about halfway through frame number 5. Well, Abby Jones finishes up frame number 5 for the girls right now. And that one falls into the gutter. So after 5 in the books, Collinsville with 446 pins, while Alton has 277. So we head to the 6th. Brandy Stewart getting us started over here on 26. She'll do so with a strike. That is 4 in a row for Brandy Stewart. 5 in the game. Here's Reagan Spinks. Spinks will take care of a strike as well. She's got to turn things up here a little bit as of late, has Reagan Spinks. That is a turkey for her. She's all smiles. Here's Sophie Tottleben on 26 for Collinsville. And she'll leave up 1. Missy Kelly on 25. She will take care of a strike. Boy, we're just bowling right along here, aren't we? High fives all around for the Alton Lady Redbird sophomore, Misty Kelly. Tottleben still has 1 more to pick up over here on 26. She will do so. And now Sonia Gill steps up over on 25 for Alton. That one looks good as well. Whew, almost left that 6 pin up. Boys are almost finished with 5. And it looks like Collinsville, well, I'll speak too early because Collinsville is finished. And Alton still has 1 more bowler to go, so I'll wait until that happens before I tell you the score. Cassidy Stewart leaves up the 6 and 10 pin. That has been the theme of the night here, the 6 and the 10 pin staying up. Meanwhile, Sonia Gill takes care of a spare by picking up her 6 pin over on the other side. And now Ewing will step up over on 25 while the Lady Kahoks sit and talk about things over here on 26. But that's okay. They are a little behind, are the Kahoks. Still waiting for Cassidy Stewart to pick up that 6-10 split. Meanwhile, Ewing gets another strike. It's been a strike frame here for the Alton Lady Redbirds. They have 3 strikes and a spare here in this 6th frame. And Cassidy Stewart lets the ball of sunshine rip and takes care of the 6 and the 10. Here is Abby Jones over on 25. And she'll leave herself a sleeper. Caitlin Ennis readies herself on 26. Ennis with another strike. Caitlin with 3 strikes in this match. That's back-to-back strikes for her in the 5th and the 6th. Here is Abby Jones trying to pick up that sleeper spare on 25, and she will. Courtney Bear will end up frame number 6 for us here, and she'll do so with a strike. So 3 strikes in the frame for Alton to go along with 2 spares. And Collinsville did the same thing. 3 strikes and 2 spares in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Lady Kahawks have a lead of 563 to 347. Over here on the boys' side, Collinsville has passed up Alton now, 478 to 457, after Alton had the early lead. Here's Brandy Stewart on 25 for the Kahawks, and she'll start it off with a strike. That is 5 in a row for her, and 6 out of the frames. Reagan Spinks has picked up her game with a turkey. Going for 4 in a row. Nope, she'll leave the sleeper 3-8. Tottleben on 25. Fires it down the lane and leaves the opposite side. The 4 and the 7. So, well, I guess we finally got rid of the 6-10 that's been stuck there all night and switched over to the left side, 4-7. Spinks trying to pick up this sleeper 26. And here's her try. Looks good. Oh, just off to the left too much and kicked that pin to the right. Sleeper left standing. And Tottleben takes care of her spare on 25. Misty Kelly waits for her male Redbird counterpart to finish up. Now she slings it down 26, off to the left, and she'll take care of 7 of the 10. There's Cassidy Stewart for Collinsville on 25. She'll take care of all of them. Back-to-back strikes. Oh, excuse me, I skipped a person there. A strike, then a spare, then a strike. Stewart, Tottleben, and Stewart. And now Kelly will try to pick up her spare on 26, but she's off to the left. I can almost sit down and watch the rest of this. Almost. Here is Sonia Gill. She's not throwing as many gutter balls as she did in the first couple of games. She's only got 2 so far here through 7 frames. I think in that first matchup, half of the balls that she threw ended up in the gutter. So maybe a little repetition, and she's warmed up now. And here's Caitlin Ennis on 25. She'll take down 8 of the 10. Gill trying to pick up a spare off to the right a little bit. Ennis trying to pick up her spare on 25. And Ennis will take care of that spare. Meanwhile, Ewing on 26. And now Bear on 25 will hit a strike. Oh. Almost stepped on my headphone cord there trying to get back up on top of this chair. Boys are just now starting the 7th. Collinsville with a 585 to 544 lead. Over here on the girls' side, girls are going to wrap up a 3-game sweep of Alton as they have a commanding lead once again as Ewing gets ready to throw it down 26 here in the 7th frame. She'll miss the entire bunch of them off to the left. And it'll be up to Abby Jones to finish things off here in frame number 7. Collinsville's already finished. Once again, 3 strikes and 2 spares. That has been the theme here for the last 3 frames, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Collinsville has done the same thing. Not in the same order, but 3 strikes and 2 spares in each of the last 3 frames. Here is Abby Jones. Right down the middle, but she'll leave herself a little split. The 3 and the 10 still standing, I believe. I am correct. Happens every once in a while. Jones will miss that spare as that one goes off to the left. And after 7 frames in the book, 3 frames to go, Collinsville out front, 689 to 431. Here's Brandy Stewart on 26 as the 8th frame is underway. And get that pin. Nope, 10th pin left standing. Reagan Spinks, who has picked up her game recently. Down lane 25. And this one looks good as well. And she'll take care of another strike. Comes away with that big smile. Brandy Stewart picks off that 10 pin there in the corner. Here is Misty Kelly now over on 25. For Alton. She'll be off to the left. And we'll leave up 4. Sophie Tottleben on 26 now for Collinsville. There you go. That's her 5th strike here in this 3rd and final matchup. There's Misty Kelly. She'll miss and throw it into the gutter. I don't know who we're waiting on. Oh, Sonia Gill steps up on 25 now. Gill, that ball looks good. Yeah, oh, almost. Pin rolls right into the 7 pin, but it wasn't rolling hard enough to knock it over. Here is Cassidy Stewart on 26 for Collinsville. And that's a strike. As I mentioned, Collinsville with 3 strikes and 2 spares in their last 3 frames. So far, they've started off sticking to that script. A spare and a strike to begin the 8th frame. Here is Sonia Gill, who throws that one into the gutter. Not too totally unexpected when you have that pin sitting all the way there in the corner. Here is Aisha Ewing, excuse me. Down 25 it goes, and it's off to the left a little bit on the head pin and leaves the 7-10 split. I don't know what's going on with the scoreboard over there. I thought Cassidy Stewart already went. Still shows her as not throwing a ball down here in this 8th frame. That's what we're trying to fix now. Meanwhile, Ewing trying to hit that 7 pin, but it falls off into the gutter. So now we got things fixed. And here comes Caitlin Ennis. For some reason or another, didn't register that strike that Cassidy Stewart threw. Here is Ennis trying to do the same thing, and there a spinning pin will not knock down that 9 pin. Here's Abby Jones over on 25. Jones takes care of all of them. Slow roller. Knocks them all down. 3 strikes now in this 3rd matchup for Jones. Ennis trying to pick up that 9 pin. She will. Eighth frame is over for Alton. Here is Courtney Bear for Collinsville, and she will have one more throw before the Kahok's eighth frame comes to a close. They're through 7 on the boys' side. Kahok's leading 677 to 626. Courtney Bear will in the eighth. Ooh, just missing. Off to the left-hand side of that remaining pin, and after 8 frames in the books, Collinsville 804, and the Alton Lady Redbirds with 474. 9th frame is here. We got started at about 3:45 instead of the scheduled time of 3:30, so we're a little bit behind. Usually takes about 3 hours to get these things in the books, and we're 15 minutes away from the 3-hour start mark if we would have gotten our way at 3:30. I don't think we'll make it all the way to 6:45 before this is over. Let's hope not. That's a half hour from now. With only 2 frames left, I hope not. Here is Brandy Stewart trying to pick up that 10 pin over there in the corner, and she does. As Reagan Spinks left 3 up. Reagan has really picked up her game here in this 3rd game. She bowled an 87 in her first match of the day, a 113 in the middle matchup, and here with another frame to go plus 1 more ball, she has a 135 already. On the way, and this one's going to take care of just 1 of the 3. Here is Sophie Toddleman on 25 for Collinsville with the golden bronze-looking ball. She'll wipe out 1 half and leave the left half up. Misty Kelly over here on 26 for Alton. That's going to go off to the left, and it'll take care of about half of the pins up there. While Toddleman has the old 1-2-4-7 left. Ooh, 7 pin left it there. Misty Kelly on 26. Trying to pick up her spare. Oh, that one's going to go in the gutter. Cassidy Stewart on 25. Nicely done. Sonia Gill waits for her male counterpart on 27 to quit gyrating and figure things out and bowl. I don't know what that was. It turned into a strike, so that's all he cares about. All right, here is Sonia Gill. Gill picks up the 10 pin. Innes on 25 for the Kahawks. Good for another strike. Her 4th in this matchup. All the other ones have been spares, so no open frames right now for Caitlin Innes. And that brings up Courtney Bear. Courtney try to close out the 9th with 1 ball. Nope, she'll need another one. Sonia Gill, she has 9 pins left to try to knock down here on lane 26, and she won't. She'll leave 3 of them standing. As Courtney Bear launches her final ball here in the 9th. And the Kahawks half of the 9th frame in the books. And Collinsville with 901 on the pin total right now. Here is Aisha Ewing. The boys are just now beginning their 9th as the Alton head coach took a timeout and talked to his team for a minute. So they're a little behind now. Ewing right down the middle. Oop, just off to the right a little bit. Thought it was going to have that little left-hand turn, but it never did. And now the Adult League, Men's League are all showing up. They're right in the middle of this bowling alley. Ready for a night of bowling and a night of tossing back some adult beverages, I'm sure. here is Ewing. Down 26. She has a sleeper pin up there, but she's not going to hit any of them. It'll fall off into the gutter at the last moment. And it'll be up to Abby Jones to end the 9th frame here on the girls' side. As we approach the 10th here on this final matchup of the night. Has a little spin, moves it back to the left, and right on that head pin, but that, oh, a 6-pin does fall at the last second. So that ends the 10th. Collinsville leading right now, 9:01 to 5:29. And the 10th frame is upon us. Brandy Stewart has a mess to clean up down there if she wants an extra pin here in this 10th. Reagan Spinks has picked up her game here in this 3rd and final match, and here is her first shot at the 10th, and she'll leave up that 6-pin. Brandy Stewart, who bowled a 228 and then fell off big time in that second game, a 146. She's already over 200 here, trying to pick up this spare, and she will not be able to do so. So her second game will end, and she'll bowl a 224. Reagan Spinks trying to pick up that 6th pin to give herself an extra shot at a ball here. She has her high game of the night here in this 3rd matchup, but she'll end up with that, and she'll end up with a 146 on top of a 113 and a 87. Here is Tottleben. Tottleben couldn't get that 4-pin to fall down. Meanwhile, Misty Kelly on 25 launches her first one. It's going to be off to the left a bit, and she'll knock down 6 of the 4. Sophie Tottleben, 1 pin to pick up. And she will. Just barely got that one on the right. There's Misty Kelly. She'll hit 2 of the 4 left up there, and that'll end her night. Misty bowled a 75 in the first game, a 70 in the second game, and a 108 here in the 3rd. Told you the Lady Redbirds picked up their game a little bit here in the 3rd. Only 1 player finished above 100 in the first match, only 2 in the second match, and we've already had the first 2 here finish over 100. We'll have at least 3. And Sonia Gill takes down 6. And now Brandy Stewart is, Cassidy Stewart is up on 26 for Collinsville. She'll take down 7. Tottleben ended up with a 205. She was over 200 all 3 games, 200, 220, and 205. Here is Gill. She will finish with her best marks of the night as well, but she won't get an extra ball to throw. Gill had a 60 and then a 62, and she'll end this one here with an 84. And that is going to be her best game of the year. She came in having I believe a 74 was her high game of the year. And yes, I was right. Here is Cassidy Stewart trying to pick up her spare. She will. So she'll have an extra throw, while Aisha Ewing over on 25 will line things up for her first throw here in the 10th. Ewing's ball going off to the left. She'll take care of a few of them and leave the rest. Meanwhile, Cassidy Stewart with a chance to climb over 200 for the first time here tonight. She had a 158 and a 171. Right now she stands at 198. And she'll take care of that with a strike. So Stewart ends up her 3rd game with a 208. So far, the first 3 bowlers here for Collinsville all over 200. Here is Ewing over on 25, trying to give herself 1 extra ball here. She can knock all these down, and this one's going to go off to the left as well and not hit a thing, and Ewing will end up with her high mark of the afternoon as well. She had a 68 in her first match, a 64, and then a 70. Here's Caitlin Ennis. Ennis will take care of a strike, and will have 2 extra throws to add on to her total score. Abby Jones on 25. Her first launch here in the 10th is off to the left, and she'll have to pick up a spare for an extra ball. Ennis steps up on 26. And she'll take care of 9 of them, but she'll end up over 200 in this game as well. Here's Abby Jones. Jones throws that one in the gutter, so her night is done. And she has a match high as well. Bowled a 146 in her first match, a 140, followed by a 173. So all the Alton Lady Redbirds picked up over their previous games here in this third and final game. As Ennis will try to take care of that 7-pin stuck here in the left corner. And she will. And Caitlin will end up with a 215. That betters her second game of 179, but her first game was the best one of the night with a 225. So Courtney Bear will be the last bowler here on the girls' side tonight. The boys are just into their 10th frame, 1 bowler in. As Courtney Bear launches her first attempt over here at 26, and she'll leave up 1, the 3-pin. So Courtney will try to pick up that 1 pin to give herself 1 extra throw. And she'll miss, and she'll be the only Lady Kahok not to break 200 here in this third and final matchup, as Courtney ends up with a 179 to go along with her first game of 186 and her second of 146. Collinsville wins that third matchup, 1,031 pins to 581 for Alton. By far the Lady Redbirds' best game of the night, but guess what? Collinsville Kahoks also had their best of the 3 games of the night as well, as the Lady Kahoks win this one here tonight, 3-0 against the Alton Lady Redbirds. Boys are finishing up, but we're going to go ahead and transition into our post-game program, brought to you by Culp Jennings Florist, or excuse me, Chiropractic Works. Culp Jennings was the pregame sponsor. Chiropractic Works is sponsoring our post-game show. It's owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show is next. We'll talk things over with junior Lady Kahok bowler Ashley Tillman, and we'll do that here in just a little bit on the Kahok Sports Network.
As Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com, or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network as Collinsville Lady Kahoks victorious here tonight. 3-game sweep over the Alton Lady Redbirds, and joining us now on the post-game program is junior Ashley Tillman. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. So first of all, let's talk about what the difference is between actually being out there and competing as opposed to watching what you did all night tonight.
Well, watching and competing are definitely very different. It actually helped me to watch today because I got to see how it reacts differently and get to see it kind of from an outside perspective, so I can use that going into the next couple matches and tournaments that we have.
So you didn't mind this time off?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. It wasn't the most fun, but I was there for my team, and they were still doing good, so it's all good.
You were down there the whole time with them, and you guys all are like one little tight group family here, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know that, and it's very evident in the way you play, the way you react with each other, the way you guys have your little chants and your little sayings that you do after somebody does a good thing. So I think that's very cool, and I've never been on a high school bowling team. I've been on adult teams before. It's not like that, really. So
No.
enjoy this part of it while you can.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more exciting, and it's a good way to keep us pumped up because when somebody does something good, we get to cheer for them and cheer them on so they have a tendency to keep doing it.
If you had to choose one thing that you need to work on, what would it be?
Probably just being able to adjust and staying confident that I can make the shot that I have to move to.
How much bowling do you do when it's not bowling season?
When it's not bowling season, I'm typically bowling 2 to 3 times a week with at least one tournament every month.
Really?
Yes.
That's a lot of bowling.
It's what I love to do.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So is your right arm like stronger than your left now?
I really don't know. I hurt my right wrist freshman year, so maybe?
Maybe. All right, so just got the news today. I guess you found out yesterday that you were one of the athletes of the month for Collinsville High School. Tell me how that all went down.
I got a pass in third hour that said to go to the gym, nothing else, so I had no clue what was happening. And I get in there, and we go to take a picture, and he says, "You're athlete of the month." And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was pretty shocked when I got told it, but yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean, obviously you deserved it. You went into a tournament with over 220 other people that played in that tournament, and you took first place.
Yes.
What was going through your mind after that was all over with?
So after I had no clue I was even in the top 10, let alone going for first place. So after we got finished bowling, they're like, "Ashley, you might have gotten first place." And I said, "What?" And then I started to have like a mini panic attack because I'm like, I might have gotten first and I had no clue. So it was interesting to say the least.
And that was just one of your 3 tournament medals this year?
Yes, it's been a good season so far.
Yeah.
And I hope to keep doing this.
And you averaged over 200 for the whole month of December.
Yes.
There's a lot of people like me who would be ecstatic just to have one 200 game.
I guess you could say I've been on this month. I've been just shooting pretty consistent and staying positive about it even if I have a bad game.
Do you know who the boy was who made the athlete of the month?
Rayshawn Taylor.
Oh, boy. So for the rest of your life, you're going to be like, hey, man, once when I was in high school, I was athlete of the month, and along with this guy named Rayshawn Taylor, who people might know 10 years down the line, after this is all said and done.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy watching other Collinsville sports?
I do. My brother plays baseball, so I go and watch that a lot.
Yeah.
And I go and watch other sports when I can. It's kind of hectic right now with bowling, but I go when I can.
Did you get to go to any of the matches or the games over at the holiday tournament?
For the bowling, I went to one of their tournaments, and I was watching all the basketball games on live streams.
Oh, okay. So you're watching me, I hope? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you're just a junior, so let's look forward a little bit. What does the future look like for Ashley Tillman?
Right now I'm interested in studying some form of medicine and going into the medical field. And if there's an opportunity to bowl while doing that, I will gladly take it.
So you're smart and a good bowler?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, man, I'm telling you what. You're going to make some guy happy here later on in life. Not worry about that right now. So talk to me about school. What is your favorite subject in school and why?
I love math and science. They are my top 2, and I just always have. It's just been a thing. Like growing up, I had a science teacher that I loved, and he helped me to love science.
I had one of those in junior high school, too. And then something happened in high school, and I never did follow. I'm fascinated with science. I don't understand a ton of it, but I'm still fascinated with it. So talk to me about what life is like for Ashley Tillman. Tell me a little bit about your family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, dogs, cats.
My mom and dad are really supportive. They come whenever they can and watch live streams when they're available. They've supported me all throughout bowling and the other sports that I used to do. And then my brother, he's played select baseball all his life. He's a sophomore, now, so he's working his way up. He played 1 game varsity last year and hoping for more this year.
Hoping for more this year, and that way I can do some of their games too, and you guys can watch that as well.
Yep.
What do you do for fun when you're not bowling? Video games? Please tell me that's not your answer.
I was going to say go bowling.
Come on. So you bowl for a sport that you are involved in for your high school, and you also bowl for fun?
Yeah. Bowling's the thing that I like to do, so, and it's one of my stress relievers, so when I can and when I have time, and especially if like over break we didn't have a match or practice for like 3 days, I had to go bowling one of those 3 days. So
when it's nice and warm outside in the summertime, what outside activity do you do? You can't tell me bowling because there's no outside bowling lanes that I know of.
There aren't any outside bowling lanes. I would say I have 2 dogs, so I like going and doing things with them or watching baseball.
Oh, Cardinal fan?
Yeah, but also my brother.
Okay.
Since he plays high-level select, it's continuous baseball.
Yeah, I can see that too, and you have to support your family because I'm sure he supports you whenever he can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, was he here tonight?
He was for a little bit, and then he left to go to baseball.
Baseball practice, yes, I know. I work with one of the baseball coaches for Collinsville, Mr. Sidwell, so he is already, well, they can't formally get together and do practices yet, but
They start on Friday.
I was going to say, I know it's coming up soon because February is the month where they really kick it into high gear, and then the season starts, I think, at the end of February.
Yes.
So let me talk to you a little bit about your teammates. We don't have to get into specifics here, but you have a teammate who is the jokester of the group.
I think we all joke around in our own ways, but the guys have 2 that I would say are definitely the jokesters of the group.
Well, who's that? Because I got the boys on Monday.
Ethan Gardner and Nathan Hay.
Oh, okay.
I would say are the 2 big jokesters on the team.
And Ethan just bowled a 300 game on Saturday.
Yes, he did.
That was cool, huh?
I wasn't there to see it, but I saw like the end of it. So it sucked not to see it, but it was cool that he did it anyways.
Who's the serious one on your girls' team? Who's like serious all the time?
None of us really. We all try and stay. Well, if we get too serious, we start to over-focus. So we have a tendency to stay goofy and just have fun.
Who has the most potential of the girls that you saw out there tonight? I'm very impressed with Caitlin Ennis. I love her form. I love the way her ball spins, and I love the way it moves. I think she's going to be really good at this.
Yeah, she's improved a lot over the past couple of years, and there's so much more in her future for it. And then we have Sophie is our freshman of the group, and she definitely has potential to do great things.
Yeah, you kidding? I was going to talk about her. Every one of her games was over 200 today, and she's a freshman.
Yeah, she's our freshman this year, and she's definitely got a lot of potential.
Yeah, what do you think about your head coach, Sean Hay? He's a good guy.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's a great coach, and he does everything that we need him to for the girls' team to help us get better.
Well, Ashley, thank you very much for the visit. Good luck to you in the future, and we'll see you down the road.
All right.
Thank you. That is Ashley Tillman, the junior, one of the juniors here on this Collinsville Lady Kahawks bowling team, as she did not play here this afternoon, but we wanted to talk to her because she was the athlete of the month on the girls' side for Collinsville High School. That's going to do it for us. Big thank you to Sean Hay for joining us in the pregame show, and to Ashley here joining us in the postgame program. We're back at it tomorrow. We have girls basketball for you. It's the Pink Out game from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium as Belleville East will come to town. The Lady Lancers will take on your Lady Kahawks. 7:30 game time. We'll be on around 7:15, depending on when the junior varsity match or game ends. I'm stuck on match here because I'm been bowling for 3 hours now. So until tomorrow night at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, my name is Todd Duke, and I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your evening.